Hi everybody, welcome to my video number 28. My name is Kathy and this is my channel, Crafty Cat Stitcher. Today's Monday, March the 18th, 2019. Spring is in the air, sun is on me. I'm not complaining. I'm going to straighten myself out a little bit though. Okay, so I just want to thank everybody for your comments and suggestions. After my last video that was all about fabric and floss storage and organization. As usual, the kindest comments and really helpful suggestions. And I hope you enjoyed the video and had a little bit of fun with it. I know I was just kind of poking a little bit of fun at myself and my idea of organization, which I think I do pretty well with for some of it, and maybe not so well with others. So I'm working on it. I am working on it, and I am taking suggestions to heart, all the ones that I've gotten. You know, every once in a while, even the slowest stitcher on earth has an FFO, and today is that day. Be ye thankful. It looks a little puffy here. Wait a minute. No, that's just a optical illusion, I think. Okay, there it is. I framed it myself. This is Be Thankful by Cricut collection. Framed it myself, got the frame at American Frame. I ordered it. And this is like only the second time that I ordered a frame and a mat and I didn't like the color of the mat. Frames are a little easier because you really can't make a mistake with wood frames or white or black. You know, it's pretty standard, but the matte colors, what they call burnt orange, I call pretty bright orange. So I thought it was going to be something that was going to, and this looks really pinky in this, but it's not. I thought it was going to match like this color right here, but it was really bright. So I thought, well, you know, I could do the next best thing and go to Michael's and they can make me a mat. So I thought, well, I'm going to frame it. I'm going to do all the pinning and, you know, stretching. And I put it into the frame to make sure everything was centered. And I go, oh, wait a minute, I don't think this needs a mat. And I really like the black frame. But, you know, I think that the space around it is pretty good. So I'm going with it. And I have to because I already did this. So I'll give you a little hint about this, about the backing. I like to put a backing on it to protect it from dust and everything because they do get dusty hanging up. So all I use is some brown craft paper, plain old Elmer's glue, and I dot the Elmer's glue all around it, and then I take a paintbrush and just spread it. And you don't want to use a lot. You don't want it going over the edge. You don't want it going on the inside. You just want little dots all around. Spread it out with the paintbrush. Have this all cut and ready to go. Just slightly smaller than your frame. And then glue it on. And then when that dries, get a spray bottle, a water spray bottle. And the finer the mist, the better. And you just take it like over the bathtub or something, over your sink, and just lightly spray it. If you have one that puts out too much water, it'll do this. I think my spray bottle's getting kind of old, but it makes like a drum tight. When it dries, it's drum tight. And you don't think it will be, but it is. But I do need to get a better spray bottle, so it won't do that. But all in all, I'm happy with that. But I'm happy with this. It's upside down. I'm happy with it. I like it without the mat. I chose not to use glass. This is only going to be up for maybe a month every year. So I don't think it needs any kind of glass. I really like to have a lot of stitching just like this. If it's something that I hang up all year, I will put glass in it. Now, if I had glass in this and I decided not to go with the mat, I would have had to put spacers. You never want your stitching to touch the glass. You don't want it like mashed up against the glass. So, okay, FFO, happy with it. I just need to put a sawtooth hanger on it and it's ready to go for next Thanksgiving. So it'll be here before you know it. Okay, oh yeah. I think I have a little bit of a mystery solved with this. A couple of nice people sent me a copy of the ad that this was in like the 1950s. And what this is, there's a cleaner, and it's called mulling, which it says on here, which you can't read because it's so messed up. And you basically take the cleaner and put it in some water, and then you put your silverware in it, probably your silver. And then you take this and you put it into the water, and it helps to clean the silver. Now, there's a lot of questions I have about that, because in the photo of this ad, the person that is holding this is holding it with like some barbecue tongs and dipping it into the water. And it's like, okay, why are you not holding this? Is there some sort of chemical reaction that I don't know about? That's kind of scary. Is this scary? I don't know. What is happening there? Fortunately, I've got 2 scientists in my family, and one of them is a chemical engineer, and I will be asking him what in the world. But anyway, thank you to the people that told me about that. Just something fun and silly from my childhood. Let's see. Whips. I've got some whips. I will show you my whips today. First one. Oh yeah. Look at what I worked on. Rainbow Row. I worked on it. I'm still on the page 1, which contains this little area right here, the light blue house and that greenhouse. I'm going to put that over there and get the giant piece of fabric that Rainbow Row is on, and I'll put it on here, and I'll show you what I've got done. So look, I've got some done. I worked mostly in this area right here, so you can start to see the outline of the green house, and so that was kind of fun to build that. But it's coming along really well, and I like it. I think it's a nice fun stitch. It really is. It looks a little bit overwhelming when you're looking at the chart and all the colors that go into it, and you're thinking, oh, but it really is a fun thing. And you know, when I'm done with it, that's gonna be really a big deal. Probably like a work of art. The next one is The Light Upon the Lawn by Blackbird Designs, and it looks like this. If you'll remember, I don't know, I mean, maybe you will, maybe you won't, but I tea-dyed the fabric for this, and it's 28 count, and when it was all done being tea-dyed and everything, it kind of stretched, and it got like off, it got wonky. So I'm doing it 1/1 on 28, but it's probably a little bit bigger because of what happened to it when it was dyed. I don't know what happened. I've never seen that before, but you know what though? It's so cute, and it's going to be so tiny and just a pretty little tiny chart. So I'm happy with it. I kind of like it. That was like a happy accident, right? Is that what we call a happy accident? I also worked on my focus piece, which for some reason the fabric that I'm using for my focus piece, which is Country Cottage Needleworks for Snowfall, it attracts cat hair like no other fabric I'm using in anything. But it's really pretty, and it's nice to work on. 28 count. I think it's Winter Wishes by Fabrics by Stephanie. And it's an even weave. But it's coming along really well. All I have left really is the border and a little tiny bit on the house. And that's all. So I like focusing on my focus piece, and it's going really well, because what I do is I work on my focus piece for 3 days, then I work on like 3 other projects, 3 days each, you know, and no set rules here. You know, I'm not a great big rule follower when it comes to cross stitch. And I might work on something for 2 days or 4 days. So it's just whatever I feel like doing at that point in time. So, so I work on different projects, and then I bring the focus piece back in and work on that for a few days. So, and it's working, it's coming along, and it's going to be done. So I also worked just a little bit, and I worked on this at Stitch Day for a little while. This is my berries heart. Let me show you the chart first. It's this. I'm doing this part right here, and this is what it looks like. It's berries heart in winter, not beer heart. And there it is. I worked a little bit more on the white part of the tree. It's gonna be so pretty. I'm stitching this on 28 count Joplin. It's Sandcastle. I love it. I think this is a good match for this chart. So that is Berry's Heart in Winter. And then last but not least, I'm gonna put that over there. In fact, I just started working on this last night. I didn't start it, but this is my rotation. So, Angel of Divinity stocking, the gold collection. That's what I'm working on. This is one that was pulled out of the UFO, excuse me, the UFO pile, at many people's urgings, saying to me, you have to finish that. And I really do agree. I have to finish this. I had so much done, and I was ready to give it up, and I'm not going to now. So her halo is all finished. Look. And that's what it looks like. I'm working on this little area right now. It's green, and it's almost like, why is there green there? But it's part of the sky, and there will be like trees, I guess, right there. So yeah, it's part of the sky, which extends up here too. So I'm just kind of looking at the chart. But the halo, it was one strand of dark gold floss and 2 strands of the gold thread that came to get. And it gave me the hardest time. In fact, there are parts where the gold is kind of sticking out a little bit, but it does look a little textured. And also there's a little part where there's gold around the candle flame. So I was really happy. I got that done last night. It was all around here. And so then now I started with the green. So, and then the green part is blended threads. And normally I'd be like, ugh, blended threads. But you know what? After working with that gold blend, it was like, ooh, I'm fine. It's fine. So anyway, that's Angel of Divinity stocking, and I'm happy to be working on it. And I'm glad I asked, because I would now, now looking at it, I would hate to have that just sitting in a closet or getting rid of it or something. So I don't want to do that, do I? I have a cross stitch rewind for you today, and this is it. Cross stitch rewind. This goes back to probably the early 90s. Doesn't it look like it? Has that little country feel to it. This is a calendar holder, and they used to make these pages for it, and you just hang it, and it was hanging by my telephone in my previous house, and it was hard to write on it because it was just paper hanging off of here. It was sort of odd the way it is, because this sticks out from the wall, and then you'd be pressing down. But when we moved here, I put it in my craft room, and I have little things hanging off of it. So it is still useful, and it's cute, and I really like the chart that came off of, which is Prairie Schooler Woodland Sampling. So I took 3 of those motifs, put them together, the bunny and the squirrel and the acorn. I like it. I mean, it's cute. I mean, that's not, but I know I'm really hard on myself. How I used to frame things way back when. I don't know. But that is my cross-stitch rewind, and I'm rewinding this to 1990 maybe. Somewhere around there, 1990, 1991. So it's been around for a long time. All right. What else? Let me look at my notes. I'm not putting them in my hand so that I don't wave them around at you incessantly. I have a favorite find. This is something that I got at an antique mall, one of those little antique malls with booths. And I got this several years ago. And I have flower frogs that, I don't know if you can see them, like right there. And I keep scissors in them. And so I thought, when I saw this, I go, ooh, I'm going to get this for my scissors. Well, I don't have that many scissors, so I got a lot of scissors, but it's ceramic. Look at this. And normally, flower frogs are to keep, when you have a flower arrangement, I mean, and they're usually pretty hidden. And so why would they would make one this beautiful. And look how pretty it is. It's like this really pretty turquoise color. So I just thought that was interesting. I've never seen that. I've only seen the clear glass ones, and that fit like on a dish. I've never seen one like this before. So that is that is really pretty. I'm almost afraid to put scissors in it. Nah, I will. Maybe 1 or 2. But I mean, it's obviously pretty old, and it's in really good condition. But that's one of my favorite finds. Got it at an antique place, which I like to go to sometimes. So, I'm thinking of starting something in honor of spring, because this spring is going to be really welcome. We didn't have a really, really cold winter, and we really didn't have any snow to speak of this winter. But we had so much rain that it made it seem a lot longer than it was. I mean, we just got rained out. The ground is squishy, and my landscaping's all messed up. And so I'm really going to welcome a little bit warmer weather in spring. And so what I thought I would do is have a spring start. And I'm going to start Bluebird Garden, and it's by Artful Offerings. And I have seen somebody stitching this in person, and as much as I like it here, I even liked it more when I saw it being stitched. I have all the called for colors, but I wanted to go into my stash to get the fabric, and I found this, and it does call for 30 count. It calls for 30 count linen in putty. And, well, I didn't have that, but I had a 30 count fabric. I don't know what this is. It looks even weave to me. All it said on it was Murano, and it said 30 count. And it's not in my handwriting, so I don't know where I got this piece of fabric. It was in a Ziploc bag, like I bought it from another stitcher, or I got it as a remnant. I don't know, but I think it's going to work out really well. Don't you think? I put all the colors. I did a really good floss toss, and I can see every single color in there. So, yeah, I'm going with it. So I already have it on my little my little tiny roll frame, ready to go. And so yeah, that's going to be my springtime start. So spring starts when. Does it start on the 20th, 21st, 22nd? I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, it seemed like they told us that all the seasons started on the 21st. Like spring on March 21st, summer on June 21st. I don't know. I always thought that. I don't know, or maybe I just got that idea somewhere. But anyway, that's going to be a start for this week because spring starts this week. Yay. So anyway, Bluebird Garden, yay. Artful Offerings. Really pretty colors. And I like bluebirds. We have bluebird boxes in our yard. My husband, Mark, built 2 of them. And if you're not familiar with them, they like to nest in little boxes. And they have to be a certain height off the ground, and they have to be in a certain place away from a lot of trees. They don't like a lot of trees. So we have 2 of them. They're just kind of sitting out on opposite ends of the yard. And we always have families of bluebirds that come in. And we usually, yeah, definitely in the spring, but even in different parts of the year, different times of the year, we'll see bluebirds going in and out. So that's just something we like. So yeah, that's going to be my start. Okay. Oh, I've got a new Flosstuber for you. You know how I like to talk about that because I was a new Flosstuber myself at one point, and I just like it. Like to mention the new people that I watched. I watched one new one, and the name of the channel is Elegant Threads, and her name is Angel, and she's got probably I think 4 videos out now, maybe 5. I don't know. I think 4, and she's got. You talk about organization. She has laminated cards for every single project she's worked on, talking about the name of the chart and the fabric she stitched it on and the dates on it. She's all laminated and she has them organized in binders. What a great idea. I mean, this is something I really wish I would have started doing years and years and years ago. All the things I've stitched and given away, I don't even know anymore, you know? But that to me was genius and amazing. So I really liked it. And she's a lot of fun. She just has a lot of fun with stitching and is able to laugh at mistakes, and she's just cheerful. She also has a good story, and it would be in her last video, which I think was 4, about when she was going to try to sell a lot of her stitch pieces. And I really liked the story. So go and watch her. Elegant Threads, Angel. Her name is Angel. So, okay, I've got some new things, and I know I'm stitching from stash, but, you know, things happen. Things just happen. They just, you know, arrive on my doorstep without me even saying anything. Yeah. New Victorian motto, Prim Colors. Again, spring is in the air. Look at these. Look at this. These are showing up a little bit, tiny bit darker. Maybe a little bit darker than they are. Not much, but I'm getting a pretty good collection of floss. I probably never have to buy floss again, but I'll keep getting that. I went to one of our local antique shows. It's called Lakewood 400, and there's a lady there that has all sorts of old buttons and trims and fabrics, old-timey kind of things, like vintagey. And she had all these pieces of rickrack, and they're like a natural color. They're a little yellowy. Maybe they're just white, but they're yellow from age. I don't care. I'm going to dye them. She was selling them at a very good price. And I said, I'll take 4 of those little bundles, please. So this is like a little bundle. And there's a lot in there. It's like this is one piece. She had them tied up so that they would stay separate. So anyway, I bought 4 of those. I'm going to put them in some dye and see what happens. So that's pretty cool. I didn't spend much there. She also had some old like vintagey fabric pieces, and I thought this was cool fabric. It's I don't know when it's from. I don't even know how vintagey it is. But wouldn't that be cute for the back of a pincushion? Wouldn't it be neat? So I'm gonna go with that. I went with that. Another very good price. Yeah, I was on Facebook. This popped up, and I said yes, please. Yeah. Satsuma Street Garden Party. I got the combination warm and cool because I don't know which one I want to do. But how cute are those? I know. Also, I did an exchange with Cheryl, Tranquil Stitches, and I sent her some beads, and she sent me a project bag. Look at that. Oh, you know what could go in there? A spring start could go in there. Isn't that beautiful? And I told her, I just said, just send me whatever you want, whatever kind you want. And she picked this out, and I mean, this is what I would have picked. I would have chosen this myself. So anyway, so Cheryl at Tranquil Stitches makes beautiful project bags, and that's my new one. Last but not least, I was enabled by... Who was I enabled by? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait a minute. I think I can find it if I pick up my notes. Oh yeah. Rustic Threads. Hillary at Rustic Threads was stitching this. And I had to order it. And I know I'm going against my stitch my stash, shop my stash rules, but I ordered it. Gathering Eggs. Isn't this pretty? Yeah. You know what? I've never stitched a Mirabilia before. I just have not really been interested. I like them. I think they're gorgeous. And I like seeing other people's work on them. But this one just sort of was me. I mean, it called to me. And I ordered it. I went on eBay and ordered it. So that'll be a start at some point this year, maybe. I'm thinking. Yeah. So that is something I'm going to do. Gathering eggs. Isn't that pretty though? Look how pretty it is. It's gorgeous. Okay. So anyway, coming up, I'm just going to keep up with the rotation as per usual. That's what I always say at the end of my video. That's what's my plans are, keeping up with the rotation. But, you know, it's working really well for me, so I'm going to keep going with it. Also, I'm thinking a little bit ahead to, I'm narrowing in on 1,000 subscribers. Hard to believe. Isn't that unbelievable? Yesterday my husband said, well, how many subscribers did you think you were going to get when you started doing this? I said, I don't know, 100? I don't know. And I said, so this is a real big surprise, and it's a very welcome surprise, and I appreciate every one of these subscribers that I have right now, which is 949. And that's amazing to me. So I'm thinking of a giveaway. When I hit that 1,000, I'll be talking about a giveaway. And so I'm already planning it and thinking about things that can be in this special giveaway. And it's going to be very special. So keep tuning in. I don't know how long that's going to take. You know, what could happen is I could get to 950 and just stop there. It could happen. Or it could take another 2 years to get those last 50 or 1,000. I don't know. So anyway, just keep tuning in, and I'll let you know what happens, and watch for that giveaway when that 1,000 does happen. So have a great week. It's Monday. We've got a week coming up that includes spring. So everybody who lives in those snowy areas, you got to be liking this. Have a great stitchy week. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.